Peter had fished all night and caught nothing. It was a much better time to go and fish at night time. But even so, he came back with empty nets. He hauled them onto the beach and then stood mending them. He thought to himself, no fish for breakfast, no fish for lunch, no fish to sell. Peter worried. He needed to catch fish. He was, after all, a fisherman. Today, a man had come to the beach. When this man came, there was always a lot of people who came as well. They came to listen to him. They came to ask questions. The children came to listen to his stories. They liked to get right to the front. They loved listening to him. Some people came who were sick or who were injured and needed his help. They all came, a big crowd of them. And today there seemed to be more people than ever. I wonder if you know who the man is. Yeah, that's right. It's Jesus. And he's talking to the crowd. He almost is standing in the water, in the surf, at the front of the sea. He calls over to Peter and says, "Is that your boat?" And Peter says, "Yes, it is." "Can I use it?" says Jesus. And Peter says, "Yes, of course." And he gets in the boat and brings it round. And Jesus stands in the boat and speaks to the crowd of people gathered. You can hear everything Jesus says now because the water makes it really loud. And everybody can see him in the boat. After Jesus has finished speaking, people begin to leave. Some of them think they might come back another day. Others go away thoughtful. And some, well, they run home and they're excited about what Jesus has said. But some people stay behind and Jesus paddles in to the shore, onto the beach, and meets with them. This man has poorly legs. He speaks to Jesus. He says, "Every step hurts. I'm desperate. No one else can help. I had to have friends help me come to the beach today, but I was determined to come because I wanted to ask you, Jesus, to help me." And Jesus touched his shoulder and prayed for him. The man said, "Oh, my legs feel tingly." Then he takes a step or two. Then he throws down his sticks and starts to run and jump. He says, "Jesus, Jesus, you've healed me. My legs, there's no pain. They're better. Oh, wow, thank you, Lord, thank you. And he runs off. This lady has come to the beach. Her husband's died. And her heart is just full of sadness. She says to Jesus, "Please, can you help me?" And he talks to her and he's kind to her. And when she leaves, it's like her heart is new and she feels as though she now can face her day and face her life. The little boy waits till last. He sits next to Jesus and they throw pebbles in the sea. Splash! 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 The little boy says to Jesus, "This is my best bit." And Jesus says, "It's mine too." Oh, the little boy remembers, it's lunchtime. "I've got to go home now. I'll see you again, Jesus." And he runs off. Jesus calls to Peter in the boat and says, "Let's go fishing." Peter shakes his head. He said, "I fished all night and caught nothing." "Come on," said Jesus, "let's go fishing." And Jesus climbs into the boat. "All right then," says Peter, "but the sun's up now and the fish get frightened by the shadow of the boat, so they dive down deep into the water." "But if you say, Lord, all right." Peter calls to his brother Andrew, who gets in the boat as well. And they put the nets on. And they go out deep into the sea. When they get to a place that Peter and Andrew recognise, the place where they fished last night, Jesus says, "Put the nets down here." But Peter says, "But we fished here last night and didn't catch anything." "Go on," said Jesus, "put the nets down right here." So they lower the nets into the water, and immediately the nets fill up with great big fish. Big fish, small fish, thin fish, fat fish, hundreds of fish. They pull the nets into the boat, and the weight of the nets almost make the boat tip over. They really struggle to get them back to shore, but they do eventually, and then they heave the nets onto the beach. Peter and Andrew look at the catch in the nets. There are so many fish. They've never seen so many fish in the whole of their lives, and they're fishermen. Jesus says to Peter and Andrew, "Come, leave your nets and follow me. From now onwards, you're going to be fishers of men. You're going to be men who catch people's hearts and imaginations for God." And immediately, Peter and Andrew leave everything and go and follow Jesus. I wonder, if you were in this story, who would you like to be? You could be Jesus or Peter or Andrew or one of the crowd. Who would you be? I also wonder, how does the story make you feel? And if you had a question to ask Jesus on the beach when he was talking, what would your question be? Now, Jesus said, "Come, leave everything and follow me." So my final wonder is, I wonder if Jesus said, "Come and follow me," what would you say?